Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. In every era, great leaders have not only envisioned bold futures, but have also inspired others to follow that vision. What separates a dreamer from a visionary leader is not just imagination, but communication. Communication is the bridge between a leader's vision and the team's execution. A visionary leader sees what others cannot, but without the ability to articulate that vision clearly, passionately, and consistently, the dream remains locked inside one mind. Visionary leadership isn't about working alone. It's about lighting a path others can walk confidently. It's about creating alignment, trust, and a shared sense of purpose. From Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream speech to Steve Jobs unveiling the iPhone. These weren't just moments of innovation. They were moments of masterful communication that moved people, sparked movements, and reshaped the world. But world, at the heart of every great achievement lies a vision, a mental picture of a future that doesn't yet exist. Visionary leaders are often ahead of their time, able to see patterns, opportunities, and potential that others overlook. But having a vision alone is not enough. A vision that remains locked inside the mind of a leader has no power to influence, guide, or mobilize. That's where communication becomes indispensable. When a leader has a clear vision but fails to effectively communicate it, that vision risks becoming a silent hope rather than a rallying call. Without expression, it cannot inspire action. Without explanation, it cannot provide direction. And without buy-in from others, even the most brilliant vision will falter in execution. Communication serves as the medium through which vision takes shape in the minds of others. It transforms abstract ideas into shared goals. It enables people at every level of an organization to understand not just what they are working toward, but why it matters. It aligns teams, clarifies objectives, and creates a sense of collective purpose. History has shown us that leaders who changed the world weren't just thinkers, they were storytellers. They didn't merely inform their followers, they moved them. Whether through speeches, one-on-one conversations, or simple, consistent messaging, these leaders painted vivid pictures of a future worth striving for. Consider this. You may have a groundbreaking idea that could revolutionize your industry, uplift communities, or transform lives. But if you cannot communicate that idea clearly, consistently, and passionately, it remains an untapped potential. Communication breathes life into vision. It is the act of transferring belief, energy, and intention from one person to another. Moreover, visionary communication is not a one-time event. To know, it requires repetition, reinforcement, and the emotional intelligence to know when and how to adapt the message. Leaders must speak in ways that resonate with both the head and the heart, using logic to convince and emotion to compel. In essence, communication is what turns vision into movement. It empowers people to see what the leader sees, to believe in it, and to commit their time, energy, and talent to making it a reality. Without communication, vision remains a solitary dream. With it, vision becomes a shared destiny. In any organization or team, alignment is the foundation for progress and success. Alignment means that everyone, from top executives to frontline employees, understands the vision, shares the same goals, and knows their role in achieving them. Without alignment, efforts become fragmented, resources are wasted, and even the most promising initiatives struggle to gain momentum. Communication is the essential tool for building and sustaining this alignment. When leaders communicate clearly and consistently, they create a shared understanding of where the organization is headed and why. This shared understanding is critical because it eliminates confusion and reduces the risk of conflicting priorities. Imagine a team working on a project without a clear, unified direction. Each member might have a different interpretation of what success looks like or how to get there. Some might focus on short-term gains, while others prioritize long-term innovation. Innovation. Or, without alignment, the team's efforts pull in different directions, leading to delays, frustration, and suboptimal outcomes. Through effective communication, visionary leaders ensure that every individual knows not only the big picture vision, but also how their specific contributions fit into that larger context. This helps individuals find meaning and motivation in their work because they see how their tasks contribute to something greater than themselves. Moreover, communication establishes clear expectations. When leaders articulate goals, timelines, and standards, they provide a roadmap that guides decision making and daily activities. Alignment also fosters collaboration. When everyone understands the common goals, they are more likely to support one another, share resources, and coordinate efforts. Communication encourages dialogue, feedback, and problem solving, which strengthen the collective ability to overcome obstacles and innovate. In addition, alignment built through communication helps organizations respond more effectively to change. When everyone is on the same page, it's easier to pivot strategies, realign priorities, and stay agile in the face of uncertainty. Communication ensures that adjustments to the vision or plan are conveyed transparently, minimizing disruption and maintaining trust. Ultimately, alignment is about unity of purpose. It turns a group of individuals into a cohesive team moving forward with clarity and confidence. And communication is the thread that weaves this unity together, connecting hearts and minds to create a powerful force capable of turning visionary ideas into reality. Inspiration is the fuel that drives people to go beyond the ordinary, to embrace challenges, and to commit wholeheartedly to a shared mission. For visionary leaders, inspiring others is not a side effect of leadership, it is a fundamental responsibility. But inspiration doesn't happen by chance. It emerges through the leader's ability to articulate their vision in a way that resonates deeply with others. Articulation is more than just putting words together. Together. It is the careful crafting of a message that captures the imagination, stirs emotions, and creates a vivid mental picture of the future. When a leader can clearly and passionately express what they see, feel, and believe, they invite others to feel the same excitement and possibility. Consider the power of language in visionary leadership. Words have the ability to awaken hope, challenge complacency, and spark courage. Leaders who master the art of articulation know how to use storytelling, metaphor, and repetition to make their vision tangible and memorable. They paint a compelling picture that motivates people to act, not because they have to, but because they want to. Inspiration also requires authenticity. People are drawn to leaders who speak with conviction and sincerity. When a leader's words align with their actions and values, the message becomes credible and trustworthy. This authenticity creates a powerful emotional connection that energizes followers and builds lasting commitment. Furthermore, the way a leader communicates can elevate ordinary tasks into meaningful contributions. By framing work within the context of a greater purpose, leaders help people see their role as vital and impactful. This shift from just a job to a part of a movement can dramatically increase motivation, creativity, and resilience. Articulation also plays a critical role in overcoming doubt and fear, two major barriers to inspiration. Visionary leaders anticipate skepticism and resistance, and they address it head-on through clear, confident communication. They provide answers, acknowledge challenges, and highlight opportunities, helping people move from uncertainty to belief. Into belief. Ultimately, inspiration stems from the leader's ability to make their vision real in the minds and hearts of others. Another critical aspect of listening is the feedback loop it creates. Communication is a two-way street, and without listening, leaders risk operating on assumptions or outdated information. Listening ensures that the leader's message is received as intended and allows them to adjust their approach based on real-time reactions. In addition, listening nurtures psychological safety. An environment where individuals feel safe to express ideas, take risks, and admit mistakes without fear of judgment or reprisal. This safety is essential for fostering creativity and innovation, both hallmarks of visionary leadership. Listening also models humility. A leader who listens acknowledges that they do not have all the answers and values the collective wisdom of the team. This humility strengthens relationships and inspires loyalty because people want to follow leaders who respect and empower them. Ultimately, listening enhances communication by making it more relevant and authentic. When leaders listen, they gain a deeper connection to the people they lead and the environment in which they operate. This connection is a foundation for building trust, adapting the vision, and inspiring others to take ownership of the journey ahead. Trust is a cornerstone of effective leadership and is especially vital for visionary leaders who seek to guide others toward an uncertain future. Without trust, even the most compelling vision can fall flat as people hesitate to follow or commit fully. One of the most powerful ways leaders build and sustain trust is through transparency, open, honest, and consistent communication that removes barriers and fosters authenticity. Transparency means sharing information openly, including both successes and setbacks. It involves being clear about the reasons behind decisions, the challenges faced, and the progress made. When leaders communicate transparently, they demonstrate respect for their team's intelligence and their right to be informed. This openness helps eliminate rumors, speculation, and mistrust, creating a culture where honesty is valued and expected. For visionary leaders, transparency is especially important because the path to the future is often uncertain and filled with risks. By openly acknowledging these uncertainties, leaders show courage and vulnerability, qualities that humanize them and deepen emotional connections. This honesty encourages followers to embrace the journey with realistic expectations, fostering resilience rather than disillusionment. Transparency also builds accountability. When leaders communicate clearly about goals, metrics, and outcomes, they set standards that everyone can understand and measure. This clarity holds both leaders and team members responsible for their contributions, reinforcing fairness and integrity. Moreover, transparent communication empowers people by providing the information they need to make informed decisions and contribute meaningfully. It breaks down silos and enables collaboration, as individuals understand how their work fits into the bigger picture and how decisions impact the entire organization. Importantly, transparency helps leaders navigate crises and conflicts. When challenges arise, withholding information or sugarcoating realities can erode trust quickly. Conversely, transparent leaders who face difficulties head-on earn respect and loyalty by showing they are committed to finding solutions and maintaining open dialogue. In today's world, where stakeholders demand greater accountability and authenticity, transparency is not optional, it is essential. Visionary leaders who prioritize transparent communication create a foundation of trust that strengthens relationships, drives engagement, and accelerates the realization of their vision. In visionary leadership, communication is not a one-size-fits-all formula. Every individual, team, or stakeholder group has unique perspectives, experiences, and priorities that shape how they receive and interpret messages. Recognizing this diversity, the most effective leaders craft and tailor their communication to meet the specific needs of their audience, thereby deepening engagement and impact. Tailoring messages begins with understanding the audience, their values, concerns, motivations, and level of knowledge. For instance, the way a leader communicates a bold vision to executives may differ significantly from how they share it with frontline employees or external partners. Executives may seek data, strategic insights, and long term implications, while frontline employees might prioritize practical steps, immediate benefits, and clear instructions. When leaders tailor their message, they choose language, tone, and examples that resonate with their listeners. This thoughtful customization makes the vision feel relevant and accessible rather than abstract or distant. It bridges gaps in understanding and builds emotional connections that inspire commitment. Tailored communication also shows respect and empathy. By addressing the unique concerns and interests of different groups, leaders demonstrate that they see and value their audience as individuals. This personal touch fosters trust and loyalty as people feel heard and understood. Understood. Moreover, tailoring allows leaders to overcome resistance or skepticism. Different groups may have varying fears or objections regarding change. By anticipating these reactions and addressing them directly in their messaging, leaders can alleviate doubts and build confidence. In addition, tailoring messages helps maintain clarity amidst complexity. Visionary ideas can be intricate and multifaceted, but breaking down a vision into relevant, digestible parts for each audience ensures that key points are not lost. It avoids overwhelming listeners and instead invites them into the vision at a level they can engage with effectively. Effective tailoring also involves adapting the communication medium. Some messages are best conveyed through formal presentations, others through informal conversations, written updates, or visual storytelling. Leaders who skillfully choose the right format increase the likelihood that their message will be received, understood, and acted upon. Ultimately, tailored communication transforms generic information into a compelling, meaningful dialogue. It empowers individuals by speaking directly to their experiences and aspirations, turning passive listeners into active participants in the leader's vision. This depth of connection fuels alignment, motivation, and collective momentum toward a shared future. Leadership is not solely about what is said, it is equally about what is done. Embodied leadership refers to the practice of living the vision and values a leader communicates, allowing actions to speak as powerfully as words. For visionary leaders, embodying their message is the most authentic and persuasive form of communication because it creates consistency, builds credibility, and inspires trust. When a leader's behavior aligns with their spoken vision, it sends a clear signal that the vision is not just rhetoric, but a genuine commitment. This congruence between words and actions reinforces the leader's authenticity and demonstrates integrity. Followers instinctively notice discrepancies between what leaders say and what they do, and any mismatch can quickly erode confidence and diminish influence. Embodied leadership also creates a tangible model for others to emulate. Leaders who live their values and embody the principles of their vision provide a clear example of how to behave, make decisions, and approach challenges. This modeling helps translate abstract ideas into real-world behaviors, making the vision accessible and actionable. Furthermore, embodied leaders communicate through their presence and demeanor. Confidence, passion, humility, and resilience are all qualities that can be conveyed non-verbally. When leaders carry themselves with conviction and calm in the face of adversity, they inspire others to adopt a similar mindset, fostering a culture of courage and perseverance. This form of leadership is especially critical in times of uncertainty or crisis, when words alone may not suffice. Leaders who demonstrate consistency through their actions reassure their teams, providing a steady foundation amid change. Their embodiment of the vision becomes a source of stability and motivation. Moreover, embodied leadership creates emotional resonance. Sure. People are more likely to follow leaders who seem genuine and grounded, whose actions reveal a heartfelt belief in the vision. This emotional connection strengthens loyalty and encourages people to go above and beyond in support of the shared goals. In addition, embodied leadership fosters accountability. When leaders hold themselves to the same standards they expect from others, it builds mutual respect and a culture of responsibility. This equality creates an environment where everyone is empowered to contribute meaningfully toward the vision. Ultimately, while powerful communication starts with words, it finds its fullest expression through embodied leadership. Leaders who consistently live their message make their vision not only understandable, but believable and compelling. They turn ideas into reality by being the living example of the future they envision. Conclusion: communication is the lifeblood of visionary leadership. It transforms solitary ideas into collective action, aligning hearts and minds toward shared future. By mastering the art of clear, authentic, and tailored communication while listening deeply, building trust through transparency, and embodying the vision, leaders can inspire lasting change and guide their teams to extraordinary heights. Let us all strive to communicate not just with words, but with conviction and integrity, so that our visions may truly come to life. Thank you.